Well, Ian, disappointing afternoon here at Meadow Lane. What's your assessment on today's defeat?
I'm not too disappointed, to be honest with you. I love the way they play. It causes you all sorts of problems. McGoldrick was absolutely outstanding. Unfortunately, we didn't maximise what we did well. We won it back off of them a few times and forgot to go and play, forgot to hurt them, and up front we didn't. Obviously Smithy's broke his nose, couldn't involve him at all. I think we missed him today, but the players we had out there normally are better than that when they get a chance to do something, but the way they dominate the ball, the way they work it, the way they move things, we didn't maximise the chances that we did have. When we won it, they were wide open, we didn't break well, and it didn't fall for us, but we have to dust ourselves down and keep going. I thought second half, the changes, we won the ball back easier, we got it better, but we didn't quite penetrate when we needed to. So well done to them. They were better than us today, and I'm not too disappointed.
We trailed by 2 goals in the first half, both of which felt avoidable from our perspective.
Every goal's avoidable if you do everything right, but when you got a fella like him who's was the difference in the game earlier on in the season when I wasn't here. Scored 2 from outside the box. It's very difficult. So well done to them for having him. Well done to him for playing for him. And I still felt we handled a lot of it quite well. But going forward today, nothing like we should have been. And that happens when a team dominates you with the possession. It'd be interesting to see how many passes they had and how much possession they had. But we didn't make enough of when we had it. We didn't make enough of the chances that we should have and could have created. So that's all I'm disappointed with, really, because the players that I've got normally would have created at least a couple or taken one of them, and unfortunately we didn't. We've been scoring well recently, but we didn't today. And against a team like that, if you could have got a goal, even at 2-0, if we'd have got that next goal, which never came, we'd have been back in it. But unfortunately, the style of what they do and how they do it, it gets to you. And my lads looked like they weren't going to score, unfortunately. But that's the way it is. Let's get on with the next one.
Talking before the game, we talk about how much Notts County are a possession-based side. We saw that this afternoon, but when putting them under pressure, we did have our opportunities, but not doing enough with the ball.
We won it back from at quite a high rate, which was exactly what I wanted. But unless you penetrate, unless you hurt them, unless you throw a punch and it lands, then you're not going to knock them because they keep doing it. And they look like they do the same thing over and over again, and it's very, very difficult to deal with. They do it in rotations. We had our lads sorting out Abbott. It was going to Abbott, but Abbott then switched with Crowley, and then before you know it, they're working it and they're getting out. So well done to them. That's all I can say. It is a way of playing that their manager has brought to them, and full credit. They were the better team today.
3 changes at half-time. I think you've mentioned it already. Ultimately, your substitutions not having the same effect that they've had in other games so far, but it looked to be more steady in the second half for your side.
Everybody did their job, but unfortunately, we didn't do it as well as them. And that's what happens in football sometimes. But, we still looked organised. We still looked like we needed to... we wanted to work for each other and do things, but on the day, they would have got higher scores in the local newspapers than my players would have. So that's just the way it goes. But I'm not down. We've got to keep working. We've got to keep moving. Could have been an awful lot worse than that if we'd have played them a couple of months ago and they played like that. Could have been a horrible score, but there was a lot about that we should have done better and we could have done better. But it is what it is. Well done to them.
Notably, one of your absentees being Harry Smith. You touched on it already, obviously broken nose and unable to play this afternoon. What's your assessment on him, and when can you hopefully reintegrate him to your squad?
He wanted to play, but and he's got a mask to put on, but he's only done it 2 days ago. And we hadn't had a chance to train with that mask on him to see how it is. So it was wasted time. You cannot risk him like that. Our next game's in 7 days' time, so he should be all right. He should have been training by then. He can wear that mask. He can understand how it works, and he might be back in for selection. But we did miss him today, but there's only one of him, and I didn't think he was ready to play. He wanted to, but I didn't pick him because of his own personal problems that he would have with that pain level, and they would have struggled against him, I feel. But it is what it is, isn't it? Ifs, buts and maybes. But the players out there could have done, should have done a little bit better when we won it. Could have created a little bit more. But even the bobbles, even the bop, it seemed to fall to them. And that's what happens sometimes. You know? A goal for us would have changed everything, I felt, but we couldn't get it.
Just want to get your update on an injury during the game. Nasty collision and cut for Dan Barden. So how is he following the incident in the second half?
Well, he's starting to look like Harry. To be fair, Harry looks like he's been in with Mike Tyson. Yeah, hopefully the boy will be all right. You know, it looked very, very serious. It was. We brought him off, and I'm sure he'll be okay. But well done to Jack. I thought he made an absolutely terrific save just after he came on, which is not easy to do. So we'll have to wait and see.
Today marks the end of a busy festive congestion schedule. Obviously, we now turn our attentions to next Saturday at home to Crewe, which is one of 3 back-to-back home games and an opportunity for you to get some more points on the board.
Absolutely. You dust yourself down, you keep going. But I'd like to thank our fans for helping us get 3 home wins recently. I'm not too disappointed today. Thought the crowd kept singing and kept asking us to keep going, which was really positive. Bo's got his debut for me coming off the bench, which is a good thing. And I got a lot of work to do in the window, but you know, it's a wonderful club. I'm feeling really happy to be here, and I got a lot of work to do now. So thanks very much. Can't wait to see you next Saturday.